I see some haters. What you so mad at now?
Hi everyone, Ray here again for another video. This time, not on the best terms. This will be my last day having this device. This is going to be about my Qi clone experience from fasttech.com. Still in the middle of all this right now, but I figured I might as well make a video about this and kind of do a quick review on the issues that I had, since this right here, the Qi clone, or the Qi style mechanical mod, stainless steel with telescopic pin, which is 2474 on fasttech's website. I was real excited about it when I first ordered it. I had heard a lot of good things. I was reading the reviews on their website, and everyone was just talking so much good stuff about this specific Qi clone. I like the style of it. I like the feel of it. I came from, I don't have it here with me, but my first mechanical, if you've seen my videos before, you've probably seen it many times, was my K101, which I loved, but was getting worn. It was all beat up. So I wanted to upgrade, and I love the style of these solid tube mods. Anyways, so I got it, and I was using it, and something felt lacking. I have a bunch of the IGO-Ws. And my first IGO-W, I noticed, like, I was using it on this, and I was cranking away, and I was like, man, I'm building these coils, and I'm just not getting the performance that I want. And, of course, not even thinking that it could possibly be my mod, I decided to go out and buy a couple more IGO-Ws. So I went out and bought 2 more IGO-Ws, and figuring, you know, that my old one was going bad. That's what I thought. So I got my new IGO-Ws, and I was putting those on, and it was working all right. And, you know, it seemed, in my mind at least, like everything was working great. Well, then I decided, you know, probably about 20, 30 days in, since I was noticing something weird, and then, like, I'd switch back over. Like, I was letting my friend borrow my K101 during that time. And I got my K101 back from him, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try something out here. So I slapped one of the builds that I had onto my K101, vaped on it, blew this big, fat, massive cloud, and the coil was just pushing real hard, and I was getting this really nice, solid hit. And then I threw it onto this. Lacking. So I grabbed my multimeter, and I did a voltage drop test on both this and my K101. Needless to say, K101 came out ahead. I was only getting about a 0.3 voltage drop, and this, of course, is on my low sub-ohm builds, which are normally about a 0.3. So I was losing a 0.3 voltage drop on the K101. So then I did the voltage drop test on this Qi clone. 1.3 volt drop. I was losing 1.3 volts. My fresh battery was firing like it was a dead battery, and I was just losing my mind. I was so pissed, like, you know, what's going on here? And so then I thought, you know, because if you've ever seen these Qi before, you know that they have their pins, right? So you got this pin here, which, of course, you know what? Let's go into up close mode, and I'll show you all this stuff while I'm explaining it. Okay, now we're in up close mode, so I can kind of show you this a little bit better. So what I was running into, or in my own mind, what I was thinking was that these pins, because they had said on their website, which, let me pull this up here, says in their details, laser etched pattern, top cap with air control ring, have all that, brass 510 telescopic pin. Okay, so I have a telescopic pin here, but it's not made of brass, and it looks nothing like what they had in the picture. The picture shows brass. So I was wondering, I took the first one. I think these are the new ones. This is the old one. This is the old one. So I went and ordered new firing pins, thinking like, you know, maybe these are just bad pins. Maybe the pins are bad, because one thing I was getting on the bottom button here is it was arcing. I was seeing little tiny like lightning bolts coming down in between this little gap here every time I was pushing it. Man, this button just got burning hot. You couldn't even touch it. You fire it for about 2-3 seconds and you had to take your thumb off because it was so damn hot. So I ordered some new pins. And while I was at it, I decided to order the magnet kit. So I ended up getting the magnets, thinking, you know, maybe the spring was bad, because I'll show you here. Take this apart and show you the guts. So this comes off. Okay, yeah, this is the old button here. So here's the guts. So you take this off, and if you can see, let me get a good zoom in here so you can see how nasty this is. There, you can't. It might be too hard to see. I did try and clean it up a little bit, but if you look right there, see that black nasty stuff? And I was getting that all through here. This whole area was corroding. I'm thinking, you know, this is stainless steel. I shouldn't be having this issue. So anyways, I took, you know, sorry, let me backtrack here. I got the magnets first before I ever got the new pins, because I was thinking that the spring, of course, this is not the normal spring. I put this in myself to try and change the problem. So I took the spring out, and the spring was bad. The spring was flat. It lost all of its like flexibility. It wasn't springy anymore. I was thinking, you know, let me change this. So I put the magnets in. First thing I noticed with the magnets, these pins are magnetic. This is not brass. Brass is not magnetic. And they claim these are silver plated, which they just might be. But silver plated what? You know, what's the metal that's in here? Because I can tell you right now, it is not brass, because the magnets stuck to it. So the magnets didn't work. So after I got the magnets out again, because the same thing, I was still getting arcing, the button was getting hot, none of the problems had been fixed. So then I bought new pins. I went and got some, all I could find was the silver plated pins somewhere on eBay. So I went and ordered the silver plated pins, and I put those in, thinking, well, maybe that's going to solve my problem. Maybe it's just I had bad pins. No, same problems. Put the new pins in, and this whole button just wasn't working. So luckily, I was able to find this spring in my my tackle bag that I use for fishing. So I went and put that spring on, set my button back in, thinking, okay, so the magnets won't work because these pins are magnetic. So of course my magnets were sticking to the pin, which basically made it so you couldn't use them. It would auto fire. It would just sit there and stick and fire. So magnets were trash. Put this new spring in, and this nice strong spring seemed to help with the issues of the button getting hot and the arcing. So I wasn't getting shocked, because yes, I was getting shocked when I was using this. So I pushed the button and it was still working. So I was like, okay, well, I fixed a button issue, maybe. So then I went and put everything back together again, and I was still getting a 1.3 volt drop. So I contacted fasttech. Fasttech told me, you know, I just told them, all I want is the brass pins that you guys were talking about on your website. That's all I want is the brass pins. because I know people that have the brass pins on their TU, and they like it, and they're not getting nasty voltage drops. So I'm thinking, just send me brass pins. I went back and forth with them for about a week or two. They sent me this. Look. They sent me the exact same piece of crap, top and bottom setup, with the exact same pins, and it gave me the exact same issues. The only difference now was I wasn't necessarily getting shocked. Button wasn't getting hot anymore, but I'm still getting a 1 volt drop. A full volt drop. That is not even usable. Why would you want to use something that's giving you a 1 volt drop? So there you go. This is the up close part. I'll bring you back up here, and we'll look. You know, here it is, right? Before we go back up, just in case you haven't seen these before, this is your TU. You get that, all right? So you got all of your different stainless steel parts. Like the tube itself is nice. It's good machining. I was excited to have it, but you know, there's something wrong with this button setup. A 1 volt drop is not good. That is not a good product. That is not something that I would want to buy, and that's not something you would want to buy. So let's go back up and talk some more. So there you go. You saw the up close part, and you're hearing me rant. I'm sure you can hear the anger in my voice. I've been dealing with this now for over a month and just racking my brain on how can I fix this problem. I want to use a mod. I want it to fucking work. That's all I want. I want it to work. I don't want it to fail on me like it has been, and it just keeps failing. Doesn't matter what I do. I cannot get past that drop. Ah, dang it. There we go. Sorry, it wasn't clear. So I couldn't get past that drop. So I contacted them after I got these new set of pins, these new buttons here, and I told them, look, you guys sent me the exact same thing. These are not the brass pins, and they even said in the email correspondence with me that, yes, brass pins, brass pins, brass pins. They sent me a picture showing brass pins. So I was thinking, I'm going to get the brass pins. Problem solved. If they would have sent me brass pins and I still got voltage drop, that would have been it. I'd been done. I'd been like, you know what, whatever. At least I got what I paid for. That's what they were selling. If I got that and it was still bad voltage drop, oh well. No, they sent me the exact same junk that was causing the issues in the first place. Let me go ahead and get my K101 and show you performance-wise what's happening here. Okay. Here's my old beat-up K101 that is just worn to shit, but it still works good, and I'm only getting a 0.3 drop on it, right? I have my sex coil in here, my six coil build. And I'll show you. First thing we'll put on here is some of this new juice I'm trying out from the Broke Smoker. And this is on IGO-W, fresh battery. Alright? And this is 0.28. Alright? Great performance. Pushing out a lot of vapor. Everything works fine. So now we'll go ahead and put the same build on the TU clone here. Same battery. Now mind you, I'm still getting vapor, it's still happening, but I'm not getting the hit like I get with this because of that voltage drop. The voltage drop is horrible. 1 volt. So 4.2 volt battery is dropping down to a 3.2 volt battery when I'm trying to use my frickin' clone. And that's just not going to work for me. You know, anywhere in that range, I would have already went and thrown my battery back on the charger. I would have never, like on this, if I start getting the performance I'm getting with this on a fresh battery, the battery in this would be hitting the charger. So, anyways, back onto the story here. I get a hold of them again, and I tell them, look, you sent me the same piece of junk, and I'm still getting a 1 volt drop. You didn't send me the brass, and they claim that, you know, their supplier told them that those are brass. They're not brass. They look nothing like brass pins. They're silver-plated pins. Now, technically, silver-plated pins should be better at conducting electricity, right? Well, it must be a button issue or something's wrong with it. So I kept telling, I was like, it's magnetic. Brass is not magnetic. So these are not brass. Your supplier's lying to you. This needs to be fixed. I don't want to use a defective mod. It's defective. Do not buy this mod. Do not buy this mod from fasttech. So they came back and they told me, look, we want to give you a discount. We can't correct the issue. Thumbs up for that. Good job, fasttech. You know, I wish you would have said that from the beginning. I appreciate the fact that you tried to help, even though you sort of failed in that aspect, you know, sending me the exact same thing and trying to fix it that way. A waste of money on your part, waste of my time. So anyways, they asked for a discount. So I asked for the Nemesis. They have the Nemesis clone on their website that seems to be working really well. I know a couple people that have them. And so now I'll be getting a Nemesis clone instead of the Chi-Yu clone. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of you out there like, oh, you should have bought the real one to begin with. That's beside the point. This is specifically about the Chi-Yu clone. Let me see. So that way you know exactly which one I'm talking about. On fasttech, it's the Chi-Yu style mechanical mod, stainless steel with telescopic pin. That's how it's advertised. It's got all these reviews. And another thing I almost forgot. I tried to warn people about this on the reviews. I went on the reviews and I was telling them, like, look, you know, this has a horrible voltage drop. And I noticed some of you got through. Some of the people that did the reviews that were trying to warn people did get through. You were able to get on there and, like, you said all this nice stuff, but you hit it in the middle saying a horrible voltage drop. They allowed that to go through. I was specifically trying to warn people about the voltage drop, about the arcing, about the hot button, about the issues I was having with this, because I don't want people to spend even $10 on something like this. It's not worth it. You don't want a defective device. You want to buy something and you want it to work. So they're going through, checking all the reviews, and not allowing people to say negative things about the product, because of course they want you to buy the product and they don't want people giving negative reviews. That is a shame, fasttech. You should be allowing people to give their honest opinions on your devices. Don't sit there and try and finagle what you want it to be, because if it's not a good device, people need to know. And if it's not a good device, you need to take it off your website. Don't sell bad devices. That is bad business. Now, the only thing that's saving grace for me personally is the fact that they're willing to go ahead and let me return this, which I will be returning this either today or tomorrow, somewhere in Miami, which will be good. I don't have to send it back overseas. So I'm going to return this, and they're going to trade me out for the Nemesis. And hopefully I don't have the same issues with the Nemesis. I don't think I will. I've heard good things about it, even though it is fasttech. The clones on fasttech are hit and miss. So hopefully this one works, and I'm not getting this horrible 1.3 or 1 volt drop in performance. So I know this is long, and I'm ranting and I'm raving. I'm all angry and flustered here, but I just wanted to warn everyone out there about the Chi-Yu clone that they are selling on fasttech for $24.74, because there's quite a few different ones. The one that's $24.74 is junk. At least the batch that I got. I'm sure their batches are all different and they probably get them from different people. This one was no good. This was my experience. Maybe yours might have been good. Who knows? Maybe mine just happened to be bad, and they sent me another button that just happened to be bad. But they were both bad. Don't buy it. All right, you guys? So this is my negative review, my first real negative review on anything. So there it is. That's the Chi-Yu crap clone from fasttech. Hopefully the Nemesis that I get in return of this will perform better. And of course, I will review it on my channel when I do receive it, and I'll play with it for a while and make sure everything works. I'll put it on the voltage drop test, and I'll put all my crazy builds on it and make sure everything performs on it very well. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me get all pissed off and ranting. And have a good day. Vape on.